And another cold cut, giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Malak Bashai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Hamashiach Malak Bashai. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there in the highways and byways, pushing His truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their body as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built in the spirit. They're praying. They're fasting. They're studying. They're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Aquath out there, the sincere sisters out there holding it down in the households, reverencing their husbands, being submissive and diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. Shalom, shalom. And shalom to everybody tuning in live. The very Slacky, WFI Little Rock, Quad Israel 23, I Bear Witness, Don Israel, Ancients Knew Why Don't We, Judith Israel, Kareem, T. Sellers, and everybody else tuning in and that will tune in, Lord willing. Right, the topic of this cold cut is Quench Not the Spirit. Right, Quench Not the Spirit. That's found in the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 19. And it reads, quench not the spirit. What does it mean to quench something? To extinguish it, to put it out. You understand? The spirit is a fire that Yahweh Bashmel Shah has given us. And every brother and every sister, this is a commandment. First and foremost, it's not optional. It's not a suggestion. The Apostle Paul then put this in a suggestion box, man. Okay, maybe we should do this, then we should do this. Maybe it's optional. I suggest that we quench not the spirit. No, that's the commandment. These are the ordinances from Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, man. What is it? How do you quench your spirit? How do you put out your flame? How do you put out the fire that Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai has given you, man? By being in the world, entertaining harlots, wicked women, excess in wine, drunkenness, revelry, folly, slothfulness is a major way that brothers quench the spirit. You understand? Not studying, not fasting, not examining yourself, not taking counsel, all of the, not keeping the commandments, right? These are many ways that you quench your spirit. The Most High said, quench not the spirit, which means you should be on fire. That's what it's telling you, man. You need to be on fire for Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, man. What does it mean to be on fire? To be on fire means to be zealous, to be burning. You understand? To have this addiction. The Most High speaks of an addiction in 1 Corinthians, right? Chapter 16, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 16 and verse 15. I beseech you, brethren, yea, know the house of Stephanus, that it is the first fruits of Achaia, and they that have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints. So you had this household. It wasn't just one man. It was an entire house. And this entire house was addicted to the ministry of the saints. What does it mean to be addicted? We go over this all the time. To be an addict, it means you can't survive without something. Your day-to-day life is solely dependent on a particular thing or person. Some people, we know they're addicted to cigarettes, man. If they don't smoke cigarettes, they get angry, anxiety, fidgety, upset, sad. There are side effects to those who are addicted to things, man. If they don't get they fix, they call it they fix, man. And a lot of people that are addicted, and when they don't get their fix, they go through great lengths and extreme measures to get their fix. They say things that they ought not. They'll steal, they'll rob, they'll kill, they'll deceive. Hey, these people, junkies, crackheads, dope fiends. And you watch the movie, what is that? Jungle Fever, man. Watch Jungle Fever and see what was going on at the Taj Mahal. Right? Look what was going on with Samuel Jackson and Halle Berry at the Taj Mahal. That's what it means to be addicted, man. I can't remember her name in the movie. Samuel Jackson, his name was Gator, man. And this guy was a master manipulator, man. He was manipulating his mother, his brother, doing dances, stealing TVs, smoking crack, giving crack, lying. You have to be addicted to this truth. And when you're not doing things that pertain to the truth, you should be going through some type of withdrawal, man. It shouldn't be easy for you to just step away from the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. It shouldn't just be normal for you to go days without reading and it doesn't affect you. Days without studying. Weeks without fasting. Weeks without, doing a video, exhortation. Watching the video, taking notes. Studying your notes. You should feel strange. You should get irritated, antsy, angry. You got to be addicted to this thing, man. You got to go through righteous withdrawal. Can a brother pull up the definition of withdrawal? Let's read this again. 1 Corinthians 16-15. I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of Stephanus, that it is the first fruits of Achaia, and they that have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints. So can a brother, Baba Kasha, that has time, pull up the definition of withdrawal, right, related to addiction. All right, brothers have to be addicted. Let's go to the prologue, right? The prologue of Sirach in the Apocrypha, right? Let's go to the prologue, right? Because they're not the only account of being an addict. Hey, the Maccabees were addicts, man. Judas Maccabees was an addict for truth. Simon Maccabees was an addict for truth. These men were on fire for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. The Most High is on fire. The Most High is a consuming fire. The angels are a fire. And you have a fire inside of you. And you have to keep that fire burning. You need more fuel on the fire. All right? So this is the prologue of Ecclesiasticus. All right? Wisdom of, it says Jesus, but we know that's really Joshua, right? Or really Yahushua, the son of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, right? Now I'm going to jump down to this, right? It reads, my grandfather, Jesus, when he had much given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets and other books of our fathers, and had gotten therein good judgment, was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in living according to the law. So Ecclesiasticus is really written for addicts, right? It's not written for the slothful. Because when you read the Torah, or you read Genesis through Deuteronomy, there's a lot in there that you may not really understand, right? And there's a lot of details and situational things that happen that Ecclesiasticus covers, man. So if you want to know more about adultery, read Sirach, the 41st chapter, the 9th chapter, right? So there are more things that pertain to the law. If you want to read about honoring your father and your mother, read Ecclesiasticus chapter 3. If you want to know how to deal with your brother, read the book of Sirach, the 19th chapter, the 21st chapter, right? So if you're addicted to the law, you're going to read Ecclesiasticus. Every brother should be addicted to this word, man. So you can't take days off. You can't take days off in this truth. All right, Don Israel put the definition, right? And Mike Frank, right, and everybody put the definition throughout it. It means withdrawal, the action of ceasing to participate in an activity. Yeah, and there's a thing for, like I said, for people that are on dope, cigarettes, their body begins to react, right? Because your body's dependent on that substance, right? And if you don't have that substance, you start getting cold sweats, right? Tossing and turning. You become violent, right? There's a lot of things that come with somebody that goes through withdrawal when they don't have their fix. Yep. Hey, you got to have these scriptures, man. You got to have that fire burning inside of you, right? If you're not reading, you might be studying. If you're not studying, you might be praying. If you're not praying, you might be meditating. If you're not meditating, you might be watching the video. If you're not watching the video, you might be looking at your notes. If you're not looking at your notes, you might be fasting. Or you might be fasting and doing those things. If you're not looking at your notes, hey, you might be at camp. If you're not at camp, you might be doing something else, man. There's so much work and so much that can be done to stay in the spirit, man. Now, the Lord did say much study is a weariness of the flesh in Ecclesiastes chapter 12 or Ecclesiastes chapter 12, right? So you're not going to be reading 24/7. Your body can't handle that. We get it. You need to go to sleep. You got to eat. You got to take a shower. You may have a job. You got to go to work. You got your family. That's understandable. But you have to know how to manage your time. And if you are addicted, you're going to find a way to be tuned in with this truth, even if you might be at work, man. I know brothers, they may duck off in the bathroom, man, just to read. Throw up a prayer, man. They might go to their car. They might do a video, right? They might, hey, look, I got to call out today. They might save up their time to call out for a feast day, man. Right? There are things that you can do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Abashah. Let's go to the book of 2 Timothy. Right? Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 6. So this truth or this piece of dedication that we're going into, that we're currently in, you have to be on fire, man. Right? Because again, as you light your menorah, it's not just about lighting your menorah or your candlestick, man, and watching that fire. You have to be on fire. Right? You have to be burning. You have to be zealous for Yahweh Bashmi Abashai, man. Right? When it comes to the temple. All right, you can't let that fire blow out. Right? And just let that fire just fade away. That's another aspect of your menorah, man. As much as you lighten that fire, you should be on fire. When that fire goes out, you should receive instruction. Everything is a teacher. The beasts are teachers. They teach you about wisdom and being prudent as they gather in crops and nuts and damn berries and meat for the wintertime. They teach you about prudence. All of the beasts of the field teach you things, man. Read Proverbs, the 30th chapter. You should receive instruction from the sky, man. From the clouds. There are precepts that pertain to everything. The trees. And trees, you may see a tree with no leaf and say, look, I got to make sure I don't lose my understanding. I don't want to be cut down. You might see the clouds and think of the Most High said he's blotting out your sins like a cloud, man. And how many clouds are in the sky? It may be your sins, man. Right? So there's a lot of things you can receive instruction from. So your menorah should be teaching you. Right? It should be providing understanding to you. Chiefly the fire. And keeping the fire burning and the fire going out. And you should say, hey, look, I got to make sure I'm on fire. Make sure I'm on fire sevenfold. Let me make sure my fire doesn't go out. What is your fire? Your spirit. Right? Let's go to, before I go to 2 Timothy, let's go to Proverbs. Chapter 20. All right? Proverbs chapter 20 and 27. The spirit of man is the candle of Yahweh, searching all the inward parts of the belly. See that? So your spirit is the candle, meaning the fire of the Most High, searching all the inward parts of the belly. So the Lord likens man's spirit to a fire. And the Most High can put your candle out, man. You got to keep your candle burning. You got to keep that fire burning. Right? You can't just let your fire go out. And some brothers' fire, fickles. I don't know if that's the word. It kind of fades away. Right? Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Like when you light a candle and that fire get dimmer and dimmer, it's only a matter of time. Once that wax start going out and that fire gets dimmer and dimmer on a wick, it's over, man. It's over. Or you might be lighting a grill and the fire go out, and if you don't keep that fire burning, hey, everybody's not going to eat, man. So you throw fuel on a fire. You may do lighter fluid, right? You may, light a piece of paper, lighter fluid, put it on there, get the fire burning. You may open up the vent part for the top of the grill, so you don't deprive it of oxygen. You got to keep the fire burning, man. Feast of Tabernacles, you might cut some trees down, right? Cut some logs down. You got to keep that fire burning. You have to find your fuel source to keep your fire burning. Your manure, you might have a candle manure with wax, right? Or you might have oil. You have to keep that fuel supply there, the source. Your source of keeping your fire burning is the oil. The oil is the Holy Spirit, right? The understanding. So you have to keep that oil in you to keep your fire burning too. All right, let's go to the book of 2 Timothy. All right, let's go to that. 2 Timothy chapter 1, and I want verse 6, because there's something that the Apostle Paul told Timothy, right? So this 2 Timothy chapter 1, bear with me, and verse 6 through the Spirit. Okay. It's not the devil. Right, 2 Timothy. Right, bear with me. His page is stuck. Okay, come. All right, 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 6. It reads, "Wherefore I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of the Most High, which is in thee by the putting on of my hands." Now, the Apostle Paul told Timothy to stir up the gift of God. Now, this word stir up does not mean you stir up sugar, water, and a Kool-Aid packet, man. Or you stir up some beef stew. This word stir up, when you look it up in the Greek, and I'm not sure if a brother can, when you look that word up in the Greek, it means to kindle a fire, to light a flame. Now, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, I believe that word is proseleneo, right? Something to that effect. I know I'm butchering it a little bit in the Greek, right? But it's pretty close. And it means to kindle a fire, literally to light a flame. So what is Paul telling Timothy? He's telling them to be on fire, man. He said, fire up that gift that the Most High gave you. Light it up. What is the gift that the Most High gave you, man? Well, I don't know my gift. I don't have any gifts. No, everybody has a gift. Everybody has been given gifts. You understand? And these things are used inside of the temple of the Most High. Just like you dedicate, our fathers dedicated the temple of the Most High with gifts and targets of gold and shield and costly stones and many precious things. The temple, when you read Revelation 21 and 22, is also Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. And we're different gifts inside of his temple. You have a gift. We are the precious stones for the temple of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. Now, what is your gift? If you don't know what your gift is, you should pray on that. Pray to the Most High. Fast on it. Hey, a brother might see a gift in you that you may not see. You might say, I don't have a gift. The brother might say, hold on, what are you talking about? Don't you remember when you did, X, Y, and Z, and you excel at this, and, we see this in you, and whatever the case may be, man. So everybody has gifts and calling from Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua, right? Even in Exodus, the 25th chapter, right? You read about many, and other chapters, about many men and women of Israel having different skills to ordain the tabernacle. Some women can sew, right? Some men like Bezalel, right? He was an artificer and he can make holy vessels, right? Everybody had different gifts. What are you bringing? What are the gifts that you're bringing to the temple? What is the fire that you're lighting to keep this candle burning, to keep the altar burning? And the Most High said the fire shall be ever burning on the altar. It shall not go out. Right? Let's get that. Write the water for that. Mike Frank 0, right? That's the word in the Greek. To stir up, it reads to kindle up, inflame one's mind, strength, and zeal. A Nazaro Pyreo, right? The water for that, right? It means to kindle up, to inflame one's mind, strength, and zeal. You have to inflame your mind, right? You got to get that mind burning. You have to find that deep within. There's something inside of you that can be used to profit the ministry. And you got to find out what it is. You got to examine yourself and tap deep within and see the skills that the Most High is giving you, man. Or pray and fast on it. And then once you understand what your gift is, now it's time to turn up on that gift and see what you can do with that gift to magnify the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. To keep your candlestick burning, man. To keep your fire burning and be a gift to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Right? Let's get this on Leviticus chapter 6. Okay, Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 12. All right, Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 12. It reads, and the fire upon the altar shall be burning in it, it shall not be put out. And the priest shall burn wood on it every morning, and lay the burnt offering in order upon it, and he shall burn thereon the fat of the peace offerings. Verse 13. The fire shall ever be burning upon the altar, it shall never go out. And you got to apply that to you, man. The Lord likens us into an altar. When you read Isaiah the 19th chapter, Revelation the 11th chapter. So you got to be a partaker to bring wood, man. To keep this fire burning. The wood is your gifts. Now, if you don't bring your gift, hey, the fire might go out. If you don't bring that wood, the fire is going out. The fire don't burn by itself. You're commanded to keep this fire going. Like you say, well, I don't got nothing to do with me. All right, you think that if you want to, man. I don't have to bring my wood. I don't have to keep the fire burning. Let everybody else do it. Hey, the Most High sees that, man. Hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua sees that. That you're not bringing the wood to the fire, man. You're not helping keeping this fire burning for Israel, man. The Lord said the fire shall ever be burning. You should always be on fire. Now, you're going to have your days again. You may have days where, you may not be as zealous as others, or, days where, a spirit might try to get on you, or, days where the world may try to take you, right? You got to fight through that, man. And you have to find a balance, right? This truth is about a balance as well. That's Proverbs 11 and 1, Leviticus 19:35 on down, right? Many other scriptures speak about a just balance. You don't want to be found wanting, right? And if you're on fire, you're going to have that balance because you're going to apply the wisdom of the scriptures. But you have to find those sects of time, of that free time and downtime, and use it wisely. So if you're on fire, the downtime that you have, maybe it's a lunch break. Maybe it's, you might get up 30 minutes earlier. Maybe you might stay up an hour later. Maybe you might do that, and you got to manage your time wisely. And if you have the fire of the Most High, it's like if you have the fire of the Most High, then you're going to use that downtime or that time you have primarily to be in the spirit. You might be in the spirit with your family, spirit by yourself. You got to be in the spirit. You can't let that fire go out. The Lord told you to stir that spirit, man, that is in you. Let's go to Hagi. All right, let's go to the book of Hagi. Quench not the spirit. Despise not prophesying. Right? Hey, I was watching that movie, damn, that movie that just came out that everybody talking about, Leave the World Behind. I'm not sure if brother saw that movie, if Aqua saw that movie. Hey, that was a good movie, man. Right? If you haven't seen that movie, check it out. It's extremely spiritual. The Most High made that movie. He makes every movie, but he made that movie for Israel, man. And to Mark Jake, man. I mean, how many warnings do you have to see? What more do you have to see? The Most High is making all these movies, man. He made Get Out, Leave the World Behind. He made Don't Look Up, right? All these prophetic spiritual movies, man. And all hell broke loose like a thief in the night in that movie, man. Now I'm not gonna tell you what happened. Right? Hey, but guess what, man? When I was watching that movie, I was just thinking about this precept, second Esdras, this, A lot of the precepts was from 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. Some was in Isaiah, right, and Proverbs and, other accounts. But, hey, that's a spiritual thing, man. That's a highly spiritual movie. The Most High is giving you signs, clues. The season is here. The end of the world is nigh. You're in the last days. What are you waiting for tomorrow for, man? You don't know if you're going to, hey, let's go to Proverbs 27, right? The Lord said, put not off from day to day, man. Ain't no more, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. Do it today, man. Well, I don't have time. You got to find the time. Right? Or you're not going to make it, man. Right? Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 1. Right? Where we at? Right? Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Yeah, a day may bring forth death, man. Right? And that movie King is called Leave the World Behind. Right? Leave the World Behind. Like T. Sellers, that's a deep movie, man. I don't really, put a movie out there, but that's one you gotta watch, man. Right? Hey, but guess what, man? The scriptures say, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Yeah, stop putting off day to day like I tell you in Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Come up with a plan, examine it, and execute, man. Execute the plan. Just do it, man. Execute your plan. I was going to buy my notebook. And I was going to go back over my notes. Then I was going, no, do it today, man. Today could be your last day in the truth. This could be your very last day, man. The Most High might be just ready to blow your candlestick out, man. That extra work you did could have saved you 2 more years in the truth, man. This could be it. Right? And how you going to go out, man? You don't want to go out a fool, slothful. Right? Let's go to the book of Hagi. Don't boast of tomorrow, man. Get it done today. Today is the day that Yahweh Ba'ashmi Shai has kept you in the truth. You could have woke up bugged out. Right? Yeah, like Divine in Nature said, depart from that procrastination spirit. Yeah, that's a demon. Right? The procrastination spirit is an evil, nasty demon. It's a real ugly, abominable demon. And if you let that demon freak off on you, then you're worthy of it, man. Right? You're worthy of it. Don't let that demon freak off on you. I want Hagi. Salaki. All right, let's go to Hagi. Hagi chapter 1 and verse 2. Thus spake the Lord of the host. Salaki. Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should not. Salaki. Let me read this again. Hagi 1 and 2. Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. So the Most High said that you got certain people saying, it ain't time to really build the temple. Here it is, it's the Feast of Dedication. And it's all about the temple. And there's a fire burning inside of the temple from the candlestick. There's a fire burning. It's time, man. You have people back there say, well, I don't really know. There's a lot going on, I just want to focus on this, and I gotta, I really want to get my mind right, and maybe I gotta wait till I really find myself. And it ain't no time for that no more, man. The Lord said, put off now thy weak nature. It is time to build, man. The time is not come. Maybe tomorrow's the time. Maybe next week's the time I'll put the weed down. I'm gonna really go out to see the brothers. I know where they teach at, but I'm gonna really go out next week. I'm gonna really go on a fast, 3 weeks from now. I'm just not really feeling it. It's not time. Well, I was gonna, get my fringes, and, do this and that and the third, but I think today I just wanna. No. What did the Most High say in verse 3? Hagi 1 and 3. Then came the word of Yahweh by Hagi the prophet, saying, is it time for you, O ye children, to dwell in your sealed houses? and this house lie waste. Now, therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. So is it time for you to chill, man? The Most High gave you a house. You might have an apartment, a condo, a studio, an efficiency. You might be in a room. You might have a mansion. Hey, the Most High, you got somewhere you could dwell at, man. Here you are dwelling in your house. And the Most High didn't destroy you in your house. He didn't have somebody break in your house and kill you, man. The Most High woke you up in peace and safety. You might have went to work. You might be at work right now, man. You know, you might be working from home, right? It might be an off day. Might have woke up, ate your breakfast, man. You know, made some coffee or some tea or, you know, walked around, stretched, you know, used the bath. And you're doing your thing, man. You're in the security of the Lord's house and your house is built. What about the Lord's house, man? What about the Lord's house, man? You don't want to build the Lord's house, but your house is being secured by the Lord? How selfish is that, man? And just pure arrogancy and sheer madness. And it's sad, man, that you don't want to put your hand to build the Lord's house, man. It's not time to be laid back, man. Like we always say, this fourth quarter, man. This fourth quarter. It's 5 seconds on the clock. Ain't no timeouts. You got no timeouts. Brothers that play sports, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, I got 2 timeouts, and I got the 2-minute warning. Okay, we got the commercial timeout. Ain't no timeouts, man. Ain't no commercial timeout. This is it, man. Right? Don't turn this thing over, man. You got brother to turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over, man, and give it to the enemy. Losing your crown. Yeah, like Alberto Guerrero, Slakia, said no OT, and it ain't no overtime. So you got people that play sports and watch sports. They'll say, look, we're going to kind of ride this thing to overtime. Let's just run the ball out, take it to overtime. Hey, it ain't no we're going to take this to overtime. Just run the ball out. When you hoop, right, they say just run the clock out. They'll roll that ball up the court. They kind of walk with it. They might pick it up, stand in the back, and they kind of just dribbling the ball, kind of looking around, looking at the clock. Then they wait for overtime. Right? Well, where's that at in the scriptures, man? Where's that at? Just run the ball out. No, man, like the brother says, do or die, man. It's do or die. Winner take all. Hey, everything's on the table. The chips are on the table. Everything's on the table right now. Your life, your family, the Holy Spirit, the truth, the name of the Most High, the brethren, the church, Yahweh Shai, your house, the congregation, the spirit, the crown, the kingdom, rulership, authority, being over 10 cities, 5 cities. Hey, today's today. It's all on the table, man. It's all on the table right now. Don't blow it. Don't blow it, man. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 12 and 29, right? Hebrews chapter 12 and 29, man. Gotta be clutch in these days, right? Gotta be clutch in these days. All right, Hebrews chapter 12 and 29. I'll get one more. All right, Hebrews chapter 12 and 29. Right, it reads, for our God is a consuming fire. So the Most High is always on fire. We need to always be on fire for the Most High, man. Always be on fire. And with that, we're going to give our honor and glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach, Kwam Yashai. Kwam Yashai. Shalom.